Does anybody actually want to get promoted this season? Obviously, that question isn't to be taken totally literally. All of the teams in the promotion race want to get promoted, but my God, are they making a meal of it lately? The weekend round in the Championship saw not a single one of the top three of Leicester, Ipswich and Leeds win. A scenario that would have been unthinkable not so long ago. And even more unthinkable is that exactly the same thing happened just a few days before in the midweek round, as the leading lights are seemingly stumbling over every single banana skin that they experience. The weekend started with Leicester's trip down to Plymouth on Friday night. The Foxes started well enough, but went behind to a breakaway goal from Mustafa Bundu. Despite much possession and many shots, Leicester seemed to just be playing with lead in their boots, fog in their minds and fear in their hearts at the moment. It ended 1-0 to Argyle. Leeds went next, putting their season-long undefeated home record up against the Blackburn side, who'd been battered 5-0 at Bristol City in midweek. The script ended up being eerily similar to Leicester's, only Leeds were playing at home in the Elland Road Cauldron, and it wasn't an early goal that caught them out, but an 82nd minute strike by Sami Smodic. Another 1-0 defeat. By the time Ipswich were kicking off then at 3 o'clock, my social media timeline was either giving them the title or assuming that none of the top three were capable of winning again for the rest of the millennium. Again, very much like Leicester, Ipswich started well against Middlesbrough, and then bang! A red-hot latte laugh put the away side in front. Where Ipswich differed, though, to their two rivals Leeds and Leicester, is that they managed to get back to 1-1 quickly through Massimo Luongo and ended up grabbing themselves a point. Now, let's be very clear here. It is not unusual for teams to tighten up during the tension of a promotion race, but what makes this so incredible is the complete 180 reversal in the output of these sides. Just a few short games ago, the narrative here was of potential record-breaking seasons and the idea that whoever blinked in the slightest way would be painfully unlucky to miss out on the top two with a giant points total. Well, I think we can safely ditch that particular storyline, as everyone's form seems to have hit the buffers all at the same time. You'll find Ipswich 15th and Leeds 19th in the 4-game form table, and mind-bogglingly, Leicester are 19th in the 10-game form table. All of this has left Ipswich on top with 89 points from 43. Leicester is second with 88 points from 42. Leeds are third with 87 points from 43. Now, just to add another ridiculous wrinkle to this bonkers tale, leaders Ipswich now don't play for 2 weeks before embarking on a stupendously nerve-wracking 3-game week to end the season away at Hull, away at Coventry, and then at home to Huddersfield. Who knows what the target will be when they kick off that 3-game week? What we do know right now is that a perfect 9 points and a 98-point total can only be bettered by Leicester City, and if they did that, Ipswich would be up. The way things are going at the moment, though, perfect looks a long way off for everybody. Leicester have that game in hand, and 3 of their remaining 4 games are at home, but they do face 5th place West Brom and 4th place Southampton in the next 2 matches. It's then Preston away and Blackburn at home for the final 2 rounds, and both of those sides move towards the middle of the table and potentially the beach after today's results. And Leeds, well, they go to a Middlesbrough side who are above them in the 10-game form table. Then they head to a QPR side 3 points above the relegation zone and battling for their lives before a final day matchup with Southampton. Now, that game against Southampton was being portrayed by a lot of us, and I mean me, as a potential round 46 dead rubber exhibition game. Leeds were probably already going to be up, and Southampton were going to be resting players as they prepared for the playoffs. But in the chaos and confusion of the last week, the one team who has been in winning form has been Southampton. They snuck past Watford 3-2 with a 99th minute winner this weekend. This 3-game week, therefore, Southampton's 7-point total means they've made up 4 points on Leicester, 5 points on Ipswich, and 6 points on Leeds. It looked, for all the world, like Southampton were done. Even as recently as Tuesday, for goodness sake, before the midweek round, everyone was making forecasts of 7, 8, 9-game winning streaks would be needed to end the season, and that would be the only thing that could push Southampton back into the top 2. Those forecasts, though, didn't reckon on back-to-back blanks for the entire top 3, coupled with back-to-back wins for Southampton. Now, we have a situation where Saints, having only played 41 games, could actually get themselves right back into this promotion race. Let's play out a nice scenario for you Saints fans. If Southampton beat Preston in their game in hand this midweek, then match whatever Leeds and Leicester do over the weekend, with Ipswich of course not playing, and then beat Leicester in their other game in hand the following midweek, we would guarantee that Southampton would then be 1 point behind Leicester with 2 to play, and they would be level with Leeds United with 2 to play, and a final day head-to-head at Elland Road against Leeds. It really, really is utterly bonkers, this promotion race. From Ipswich, Leicester and Leeds all slipping up, to Southampton's potential lifeline back into the race, to the head-to-heads involving Leicester, Leeds and Southampton, and to Ipswich's potential do-or-die 3-game week to end the season and either sprint through the line gloriously or fall at the final hurdle. What we do know, if Ipswich win all their remaining games, they're up. Similarly, if Leicester win all their remaining games, they're up. And those are the only 2 sides that can say that. But, come on, the idea of anyone having their destiny in their own hands in this mad, bonkers, wonderful championship title race seems far too simple on the basis of what we've seen lately and everything we hate to love about the championship.